Hello everyone, Shane at Read the Wonder. It's been such a long time. Like, I don't even remember what it's like to be on camera at this point. I apologize for those because I know that a couple people have asked where I was and why I was making videos, and here I was making, at least one or two a week, and then I just stopped. So, suffice it to say, I got very caught up with myself, and I got very busy. I was working a lot at work. So I could say a lot about it, but I'm not going to, not in this video at least. Simon over at Hermit's Cave suggested that I do this 100 questions. I know he did it, and I think it's been kind of popular, I'm not sure, but so as a way to kind of jump back in here, I'm going to do this. He sent me the list. I just have it on my little computer here, so you'll see me keep looking down. Now, I like to ramble, so I could go on for 5 minutes in each question, and that would be a 500-minute video. So, forgive me if I start to ramble, I'll cut myself off. I'm just going to try to get through these, because there's 100 of them. I mean, jeez. Okay. Without further ado, here we go. Do you sleep with your closet doors open or closed? It doesn't really matter to me. Both. I think in other places where it has been a little bit creepy or I have really big closets, I'll close them. Do you take the shampoos and conditioner bottles from hotels? Of course I do. Who doesn't? They're there for you to use. If you don't use them, go ahead and take them with you. Do you sleep with your sheets tucked in or out? I think that means my top sheet, right? The one that's over me. That's always... I think it means tucked into the bed. No, it's up, so I can curl around it. I can tuck it under me. I can cuddle with it. Yeah, it's never tucked in. I don't even make my bed. Have you stolen a street sign before? I have not. No desire to steal a street sign. Do you like to use Post-it notes? At work? Yeah, we love Post-it notes. I don't use them much at home. I don't really know why I would. I'm not a big reminders person or anything like that, so no, I don't. Do you cut coupons but then never use them? No. I mean, sometimes if we get like a weekly ad thing, there'll be like fast food coupons and such, and I'll keep them and never use them, but I don't intentionally cut coupons or anything. Would you rather be attacked by a big bear or a swarm of bees? I think a swarm of bees, because it'd be easier to get away from them, right? I mean, you could jump into some water, you could, I don't know, it just seems like I could get out of that one more. If a big bear had me, I don't think there's much escaping from that, so bees. Do you have freckles? Yes. Yes, I have freckles. I'm pretty sure you can see them in the camera. Do you always smile for pictures? No. I don't really like my smile very much, guys. So if I'm taking pictures, it's usually nothing or like, a smirk. Something stupid. I need to smile more, I suppose, in pictures. What is your biggest pet peeve? That's a tough one just because it would depend. Like, are we talking about with friends, with just humanity in general, in a relationship, with myself? I don't know. Biggest pet peeve. I hate lies for no reason. That's a big pet peeve. When people lie, and there's absolutely no... White lies, fine, I can handle it, whatever. But if people are lying just to lie, I don't know who that doesn't get to, but it really gets to me. Do you ever count your steps when you walk? No. I don't think I've even ever... unless I have a reason to, but no, I don't count my steps. Okay, so these two kind of go together. Have you peed, and have you ever pooped in the woods? Of course. Of course I've peed, and I can't remember a specific time, but I know I've pooped in the woods. And I can't remember, but I remember knowing what it felt like and feeling like I was really dirty. But people used to do that all the time. It's natural. Animals do it all the time. So, yeah, I did it. Do you ever dance even if there's no music playing? No.
Shane,
Yeah.
got a package.
Thanks, love.
Yep. Here you go.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So I live with other people. I don't know if there'll be any more interruptions, but this is the Tarot of Musterberg, guys. I did order it, and the biggest tarot purchase I've ever made, and there it is. We're gonna keep going as much as I just want to crack this sucker open right now. Maybe I'll do it at the end. So if you want to fast forward, skip to the end, or just hold on and watch the whole video, I think that I will open this right at the end. We'll see. I might even cut it and do it a whole other video. I don't know. Okay, so dance if there's no music playing. I don't think I do. I don't. If there's music playing, I'll dance, even when I'm alone, but not without music playing. Do you chew your pens and pencils? Yes, yes I do. I'm a big smoker, so I think that if I have anything in my hand that can go in my mouth, right, that I might chew on it. But yeah, pens and pencils, I do. I chew them all up, and then people hate to use them, and they know that I've had them because they're chewed up, especially pencils. How many people have you slept with this week? Wow, I didn't know if it was gonna get really personal or dirty, and apparently it is. I'm gonna light a cigarette, guys. I've slept with nobody this week. Sorry to disappoint you. What size is your bed? I believe it's just a full-size bed, perfect for moi. What is your song of the week? Whoo! Do I have a song of the week right now? What have I been singing a lot of? Maybe Northern Lad by Tori Amos. That one's been off and on for weeks now. I love Tori Amos to death. And that song is gorgeous. If you get a chance, listen to it. Even her live versions are amazing. Is it okay for guys to wear pink? It is okay for guys to wear anything that they want to, including pink. Do you still watch cartoons? Not very often at all. You know, and as a kid, of course, I loved cartoons, but now I feel like there's just not enough substance. I guess Family Guy and American Dad. I haven't done that in a while, but I used to watch those pretty frequently. You know, they're hilarious. What is your least favorite movie? I don't really. I won't come back to that one. I'll forget, but I'm gonna skip it because that would take me a few minutes to even think about it. I don't know. Where would you bury hidden treasure if you had some? I mean, if we're talking very literally, we have a nature center here. I would go out to the nature center in the woods where nobody else would go, and I'd bury it very deep. Okay. What do you drink with dinner? Usually soda or flavored iced tea. I'm not very healthy. What do you dip a chicken nugget in? Usually sweet and sour sauce. I love sweet and sour, or honey mustard. One of those. I love those. What is your favorite food? It's always a tough one too. I don't have an exact favorite, but I love Mexican food. Of course, I love pizza. So probably Mexican. I love enchiladas, homemade enchiladas, which I never do, but I really love them. What movies could you watch over and over again and still love? Not many. I don't rewatch movies hardly at all because I know what's coming and I get bored. But Elizabeth with Cate Blanchett and Elizabeth the Golden Age, which is the sequel, my favorite movies ever, and I watched them numerous times, and it's something I could still get something out of every time I watch it and enjoy it because I love Queen Elizabeth and Cate Blanchett, and she does an impeccable job in those movies of portraying her. Last person you kissed or kissed you? I mean, God, that's that is kind of personal considering I don't know. It was a few weeks ago with some guy I met online. Okay, so judge me if you will, but that was the last person that I kissed. Were you ever a boy, girl, or scout? You know, I don't have a very good recollection of my childhood, but it seems like at some point, in fact, I know, yes, there was a point, but it wasn't a very long point, that I was a Boy Scout, and I remember actually enjoying it. Would you ever strip or pose nude in a magazine? Sure. If it was for the right reason and a respected magazine, then why wouldn't I? When was the last time you wrote a letter to someone on paper? That would be Simon at Hermit's Cave. I don't write letters very often, but when we did an exchange, I did write him, a pretty long note. So, Simon, can you change the oil on a car? Yes, I could. I had help with it, but I'm pretty resourceful. There's YouTube, there's, to watch how people do it, you can look up online, instructions. So if I wanted to or needed to, I could. I just feel it's way, my time is worth the money spent to have somebody else do it, because changing oil can be a little bit time consuming like me, if you don't know exactly what you're doing. Ever gotten a speeding ticket? Yes. It's been a long time, but I think I've only gotten one. I've gotten other tickets, but yeah, speeding ticket I have. Ever ran out of gas? Again, yes, I think I have, but it's been a very long time. And we were right across the street from a gas station. We had to push my car across a fairly busy street into the gas station to get gas. So it has happened. What's your favorite kind of sandwich? None. I work at Subway. I hate sandwiches now. They're awful. Maybe like a roast beef and pastrami with Swiss. That sounds really delicious. I keep losing my spot. I don't know if there's a better way to do this. Let's try that. Best thing to eat for breakfast. I don't eat breakfast. I can't even think about food when I wake up, and then usually for hours and hours afterwards. If I had to eat something, it would be cereal. I like cereal. I even eat it at night. What is your usual bedtime? 3 o'clock in the morning. I am a night owl, so unless I have to get up for work super early, I am usually awake very late. Are you lazy? Yes and no. At work, I am not lazy at all. If I'm out doing something, I'm not lazy at all. But if I have nothing else to do, yes, I'm very lazy. I like to sit around and read or play on my phone, or, of course, use my tarot cards. And I don't like doing things around the house until they absolutely need to be done. Cleaning, it'll get messy before it gets cleaned. Laundry, I need everything dirty before I wash it. So at home, yes, I can be kind of lazy. When you were a kid, what did you dress up as for a Halloween? A girl? Should have known. They should have known, right? God. So yeah, I did dress up as a girl. And there were other things, but that is the highlight. What is your Chinese astrological sign? I believe I'm a rat. I really don't know, guys. But I believe I'm a rat. Because I know that's always that really, who wants to be a rat? I don't know. They're not even cute. If I was a mouse, I could deal, but a rat? And they're just, they just seem kind of slimy and tricky. How many languages can you speak? One. The one I'm speaking right now. I know no other languages. No, I'm not even going to say a little bit. I don't know any other languages. Do you have any magazine subscriptions? Nope, I do not. Which are better, Legos or Lincoln Logs? It's been so long. Oh, it's really a toss-up. Legos you can do so much more with, but I love Lincoln Logs just because they're very vintage. And they're awesome. If I had to choose one, it'd be Lincoln Logs, but Legos you can do a lot more with, so. Are you stubborn? Yes, I'm very, very stubborn. I know when to compromise when I need to, and I'm getting better at it, but I'm a very stubborn person, which isn't always a bad thing. Who is better, Leno or Letterman? I don't watch talk shows. I don't watch late night talk shows. I've seen bits and pieces of each of them, and I don't have a preference over one or the other. I wouldn't know how to. Ever watch soap operas? No. One of my old roommates used to watch soap operas. She'd get out of work because she'd get her routine was getting home from work, lighting up a doobie, getting a beer, and sitting down with her soap operas. And I did sit down with her a few times and try to get into it. And I remember sitting down and watching, and then coming back a week later and coming into it and being like, they're still standing in the same spot. They're still talking about the same thing. I don't know how you can do this. They move so slow. Are you afraid of heights? I am terrified of heights. I have this thing where when I get really, not even really high, even somewhat high, like when I look down, I feel like the urge to jump. I just want to jump, and I think it's like I just want to get out of this situation as quickly as possible because I'm terrified, and the quickest way to do that is to jump. I never have, but I get that feeling, so I hate heights. Do you sing in the car? All the time. Whether it's with music or not, I love singing in my car. Do you sing in the shower? Not as often as in the car, but I will. Not so much. Showers for me are usually get in, get out, so no. Do you dance in the car? Nope. I guess if I'm riding around with a friend, I have a few times on occasion. We've danced a little bit, but no, it's not something I regularly do. Ever used a gun? Not a real gun. When I was younger, I know I shot BBs. But no, not, that's it. That's the halfway mark, guys, and we're only at 16 minutes. I think I am doing rather well. That's a goner. Last time you got a portrait taken by a photographer? Probably in high school. That was a long time ago. I lied. No. Well, I don't know if you'd call that a photographer. I had a job not too long ago at in our hospital at a coffee stop, and you had to have a little badge for the hospital, and I had my photograph taken for that. I hate having photographs taken. So that would have been the last time that I had my photograph taken. Do you think musicals are cheesy? Yeah, they can be. I either really love a musical or I hate it, but some of them can be very cheesy. And then other ones I love, like Moulin Rouge. Oh, it's cheesy, but I fucking love it. Rent. I love Rent. I'm trying to think of a really cheesy one I don't really like. And I can't right now. I don't watch that many musicals, but if they're good, I like them. Is Christmas stressful? Not really for me. I don't buy for a lot of people. It's usually family and very, very close friends, and there's only a handful of all of those. So to me, it's not stressful. I like shopping and giving away gifts. So that part isn't stressful, and I actually like the whole atmosphere of Christmas. I love Christmas. So, ever eat a pierogi? Guys, what is a pierogi? I know what it is, but blanking. So pierogi. I'm outside. I don't think my internet's gonna want to work very well, so no, just disconnected. We're gonna skip that one. I know what it is. Pierogi, but I can't think of it. Okay, favorite type of fruit pie? Strawberry rhubarb. It's the only pie too that I've ever made. It was like a couple summers ago. I got really intense and I made quite a few of them, and they were delicious, even better homemade. So, strawberry rhubarb. Occupations you wanted to be when you were a kid. A lawyer. And I've always wanted to be a lawyer. I think I've kind of let go of that at this point. Not because it's too much work or anything, because I'm not afraid of that. Like, I could do it, but because the law just seems so trivial anymore. It's just dotting your I's and crossing your T's and doing mindless work, and I like justice, so I always wanted to get into law, but things are messed up, so it's not really on my mind much anymore. Do you believe in ghosts? I don't know. I really don't. I'm not opposed to believing in ghosts at all. I've never truly had an experience with ghosts. Although I will say, when me and my sister were younger, we used to have this. She's a year younger. We grew up together. We used to have a little back pantry that we'd play house in and supermarket in because all our canned goods were back in this pantry. And there was like this little recess off to one side, and it was dark, and there was like a closet without a door. And she remembers this the same exact way. Otherwise, I would just think that it was childish, a childish mind. But we threw a stuffed animal back there, and it shot right back out at us. And me and my sister both remember just being terrified and having no idea what happened. So it leads me to believe in ghosts. But I'm very skeptical about everything spiritual, including ghosts. So I keep an open mind. So that's my answer for that one. Ever have a deja vu feeling? Yes. Yeah. At least once a month I probably get something like that. Do you take a vitamin daily? No, I do not, but it does come off and on in my mind. I need to start taking some kind of supplement because I know I don't eat super well, so that'd be good for me. Do you wear slippers? No. I usually, if I'm not in shoes, I like to be barefoot. So no, I don't wear slippers. Do you wear a bathrobe? Again, no. No bathrobe. If I'm not putting on clothes, I just want to be naked. Although, bathrobe sounds nice. It'd be very, sophisticated feeling, and you could cuddle up with it, so maybe eventually I will get a bathrobe. What do you wear to bed? My boxers, my trousers, right? So nothing but that. And every once in a while, I sleep naked. It's not an, somebody's putting down the curtain in there. Not an every night thing, but sometimes I like the feeling of just being naked in bed. What was your first concert? I don't know if this really counts, but we have a fair here that every year they have somebody performing at, and it used to be they used to have really good venues. They don't really much anymore. But Christina Aguilera was one of them, and me and a friend snuck in. We saw some of it, and then we were terrified and laughed of getting caught. So that would be my first concert. I lied. When I was younger, my grandma took me to see Jackie Velasquez. She's a Christian artist, and I really loved her when I was little, and I do remember the feeling of seeing her. It was just, I was awestruck, so Jackie Velasquez. It'd be funny if any of you know who she is. Walmart, Target, or Kmart? If I need something, all of the above. Walmart, if I need something cheap that the quality doesn't matter, or something I could get at any of those stores, I know it's going to be cheaper there, sure. Target, if I want something quality and I know exactly what I want, I'll go to Target. Kmart, only if I'm on that side of town and want to know what's on their clearance. Kmart's really, I don't know about Kmart's everywhere else, but I don't even know how they're still open. It's terrible. You go into there and only a quarter of their lights are on. The aisles look like crap. And even their sales aren't good anymore, so poor Kmart, huh? Nike or Adidas? Skechers. I really have been into Skechers the last few years. I'm not a big name brand guy, so when I look for shoes, it's whatever I like the feeling of, whatever is on sale. So no preference on shoes, really. Cheetos or Fritos? Cheetos. I love Cheetos. Fritos will do if there are no Cheetos, but Cheetos for sure. Peanuts or sunflower seeds? This is so funny because a friend at work loves sunflower seeds, and I went next door to the gas station and got her some just a couple days ago, and we opened them, and I've never really eaten sunflower seeds. Never. So she was teaching me how to put them in there and crack it open and then spit out the shell, and we had a good time of it. I did all right, I think, but so peanuts, but I really did like the sunflower seeds. It just seems like a lot of work for one little kernel, one little nut. So I'd have to get really good at it to enjoy it, I think. Ever hear of the group, is it Tres Bien? Tres Bien. It's Trey, I'm pretty sure, Tres Bien. It sounds vaguely familiar, but no, I have no idea what that group is. Ever take dance lessons? No, never taken dance lessons. Is there a profession you picture your future spouse doing? No. I don't think of, I don't know. I really don't think of, no. That's just a hard no. Can you curl your tongue? No. I wish I could. It's so cool, but no, I can't curl my tongue. Ever won a spelling bee? I probably have. I actually remember being in spelling bees as a kid, and I've always been really good with words and vocabulary and spelling. So I remember doing really well. I don't remember if I won or not or any of that, but I remember liking it. Have you ever cried because you were so happy? I'd like to say I have. I probably have, but I can't remember when. Well, so I'm sure I have, though. Own any record albums? Not anymore. I used to have a record player and a very small collection of albums that I would just play repeatedly. Stevie Nicks, Cat Stevens, Fleetwood Mac, of course, Barbara Streisand. They were all just gotten at, like Goodwills and from friends and stuff. But I really loved it, and I'll probably get another album record player in the future. I loved it. Own a record player? I just answered that. Do you regularly burn incense? Yes, I love incense, so I do burn it quite often. Ever been in love? That's a tricky one for me, just because I've always, I had, ever been in love? When I was younger for years, way into my 20s, I really confused lust with love, and dependence on love, and, so there is one boy that I was with for quite a while that I still think about, all the time, and whether I was in love with him, I don't know. If I'm talking about my version of what I think feeling in love should be like today as a more mature adult, no, I've never been in love. It's always been very sexual, very childish. So at 33 years old, I don't know that I've ever truly been in love. Who would you like to see in concert? Tori Amos, hands down. Ugh, I'd die to see her in concert. When I was younger, I was all over the place, and I went to live with a couple of gay dudes down in Pontiac, Detroit, Michigan. And I didn't even know who Tori Amos was, and the older one had an extra ticket, and he was going to see her, and he basically begged me to go with him, but he was into me, and he was much older, and I wasn't feeling that at the time. So I said no. I had a free chance, and it was even good tickets, if I remember correctly, good seats. And I will always regret that. I don't know, I wouldn't have appreciated her as much back then, but I would have still been able to see her. And so I'd love to see her. I would just, yes. What was the last concert you saw? I'm not a big concert person. I don't go to concerts ever, just because it seems I have more important, better things to do with my money, is I think what I feel like. Than to see somebody. It'd be awesome to see some people that I want to. Tori Amos is one I would spend quite a bit of money on. I would love to go see Adele. I'm rambling, but I think I've done a good job so far of not. The last concert I saw was Plum, right? Plum, she is another Christian artist, and I went to see her a few years ago, and I took my niece. When I got into recovery, I became very Christian again, and she's a little bit of a darker Christian singer, just more relatable, and I really got into her. So there was a free concert at our local, or at the Center for the Arts here, and So I found out the day that it was happening and picked up my niece and we went. It was incredible. I even got to meet her and tell her thank you. I even said, I was in recovery and your songs helped me a lot. And I have pictures on my Facebook of her with my niece, and it was a very cool experience. And I still, I'd like to listen to her again. I like Plum. Hot tea or cold tea? I don't drink much of either. I'm a big coffee guy. Cold tea if it's sweetened, hot tea if it's sweetened. So really no preference, depends on my mood. Tea or coffee? Coffee for sure, yeah. Sugar cookies or snickerdoodles? Sugar cookies. Can you swim well? Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not a championship swimmer, and I get anxiety. Like, I have no doubt that I could swim from, in a relatively small pond. I could swim from one end to the other, but I get really bad anxiety, guys. Like, I'm afraid that I would get halfway across and have a panic attack because I am out in the middle of nowhere. And what if I get a cramp? What if I start running out of breath? What if there's something lurking beneath me? Like, so yeah, sure, I could do it, but I would probably freak out and lose myself halfway across. So. But, like, in a swimming pool, yeah, I can swim with the best of them. Can you hold your breath without holding your nose? That has always been a hard one for me. So, no, I always hold my nose when I go underwater. Yeah. I know I've tried to do other ways, and I feel like at one point I figured out how, but now I can't remember how I did it. The only way I know is to kind of blow out your nose when you're going underwater. But I really seem to suck at that. Every time I do that, I get water out my nose, so I hold my nose. Are you patient? Not at all. I have gotten a lot better over the last couple years. To some degree, I'm still very impatient inside of myself, but I show less of that impatience outwardly. So, all right, DJ or band at a wedding? If it was my wedding, I would want a band that could play a lot of 90s music. That's what I would want. Ever won a contest? Yeah. Not many. Most of them have not been like large-scale contests or even radio contests. They've been like contests within like a community of people type thing. I'm not going to get into that, but yeah, I've won a contest. Have you ever had plastic surgery? Hard no. I've thought about it. But I don't think I ever would. Like, get some injections on my lips. But like if you... Like, I don't like how my lip right here... I'm being so critical right now, but that's alright. I would like them to be a little bit bigger, but like when I... Then it just looks stupid when I try to see what it's gonna look like. Like, would that look good? No, it looks awful. And then my nose could be a little bit skinnier. But God, no, love yourself as you are, I suppose. I don't, Nothing against plastic surgery. I've never had it. Green olives, for sure. I like black too, but not nearly as much as green. Can you knit or crochet? Yes. I could still knit if I wanted to. I would take a little bit of a refresher. I started knitting years and years and years ago. And finally moved over to crochet and loved crochet a lot more. So I can crochet fairly well. And then knitting, if I wanted to, again, I'm sure I could pick it back up. Best room for a fireplace? Either the bed or the living room. I would say probably both. I'm going to say both, It's a hard call, so I would like a fireplace in both my rooms, please. Do you want to get married? I think so. I really love the idea of finding somebody that I can be comfortable with the rest of my life. I don't know if I need to call it marriage, and I don't think I'd be opposed to getting married. I would have to be very, very confident that it is somebody I could spend the rest of my life with. But that is what I'm looking for, and that's what I want. So I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I would need to be very damn sure that it was gonna last. Who was your high school crush?
What?
I had many of them.
Alright, cool.
If we're talking about people in high school, I had many crushes on even girls back then, and of course guys. Nobody knew about those. Talking about a celebrity crush, I was insanely obsessive about Julia Roberts. Won't even get into that. I had printed off pictures on my computer of all of her movies, all of her face pics, put them all up on my wall. It was crazy, but I really loved Julia Roberts. Do you cry and throw a fit until you get your own way? I don't cry. I might throw a fit. Yes. It's hard for me to be honest about that. I can become a little bit childish when I don't get what I want, and that is something I've gotten better at and that I'm working on, but I can be a very selfish individual, unfortunately, and I don't really throw a fit or scream or yell or cry, but I get pouty, and I get very passive-aggressive with people when I don't get my way, so that's the honest to God's truth there. Do you have kids? No. Do you want kids? And I've stuck with this for years now. If I ever had a kid, one, it would probably be adopted, and two, I would be like 50 and very well established, very ready to settle down, or this is the other half of that, either that, or if I got married to somebody and they were willing to be the stay-at-home figure, where I worked and I got out of the house. Again, selfish, right? But that's how I feel. Like I am just not. I would need somebody else in my life to be very responsible with me, and even then, I would have to wait a while. But I'm not ready for a kid at all. What is your favorite color? It kind of changes. I think that green is probably my favorite color, like a dark forest green, but it depends on what we're talking about, whether it's a shirt or I don't know what else we'd be talking about, but it depends on what capacity we're talking about, favorite color, but probably, I like purple too, but probably green. Do you miss anyone right now? Why? Why would you put that in there? Like, I'm gonna start crying if I talk about missing anybody, but yes, I miss my grandma and I miss my mother very, 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 very much. I thought about my grandma a lot last night and just wanting to sit down with her and talk to her. She passed away in December of last year, so it hasn't been too long, and I don't think about it often because I don't like to, but I just got one of those pangs of just wanting to see her. So I miss my grandma. And of course, I miss my mom forever. Who are you going to tag to do this next? Probably Season at Alchemy's Arrow, so I will give her the tag. Okay, so there it is. Well, considering at the front it started to get a little bit raunchy, I thought we were gonna get worse than that. That was very just random. So I hope that helped you to get to know me a little bit better. I think it would have helped, obviously, if I could have gone on about that stuff, but then it would have been a horribly long video. Do I want to open this now? No, I'm going to turn this off and do a separate video, because I might at least go through the major arcana, and that'll be good if people want to watch either this one or that one, and we're already at 40 minutes. So, that's it, guys. So I think I'll film the other video right now, and feel free to watch that one as well. I hope everybody is enjoying their day, wherever you're at in that day, and more videos to come. We'll keep doing this. I'm going to keep up on this, all right? So, thank you so much, guys. Bye.